everyone, it's James, and I'm just going to warn you ahead of time, this video is going to be rough. Here's the situation. So we pulled into this RV park here in Florida, getting ready to get to the Tampa show, and I noticed the fridge sounded a little funny, and then I came back and felt it, and it was like, huh, one of the fans isn't working. And so then I took off a vent cover that I had made back there and stuck my hand back there, and yeah, well, no wonder the fan's not working. It's just broke, and I couldn't even feel the other blade back there. So, we have managed to keep the fan going, even though we did initially throw out some food in a panic. We've managed to keep the fridge going with this janky kind of, we got one of our 12-volt fans plugged in there and then running down here, and then come here and you can see I've got that just jammed into the toaster to hold it in place, and then pointed right there at the hole in the back, and it's blowing enough air out the front that it's keeping the fridge at a reasonable temperature. It's 36 degrees, 4 in the freezer. We're doing okay there. So, but obviously we don't want to continue existing like this, right? So then I tried to get like a NovaCool part, because this is not an original Echo fridge. This is a NovaCool fridge that I replaced it with. And then their parts were like a little ways out. So then I got the specs for the fan, and I found a replacement fan right here. Just got it on Amazon. This is a fan with nearly identical specs to what was on there. Okay, great. But now, if you remember the video where I installed this fridge, imagine how much I don't want to remove this fridge from its perch while we're here on the road. It took me like 11 tries to get this fridge in there, and I'm not in my shop. It's full of food. It's already cold. Words cannot describe how much I do not want to remove this fridge. So we're going to try something a little crazy. So if you get back down here, this hole that the fan is blowing into, that's one way I have to access the back. And the fan that I need to get to is on this side, which is good because my arms are only so long. So I'm going to try to remove the fan from there. But of course, this is how big the fan is. It's not going to fit through that hole. So there is another access panel under here, under this bank of drawers, that's rather large, and the fan will fit through there, and there's an open space in the back. So what I'm going to try to do is to reach up in there, remove the old fan, put in the new fan. Then I've got to run the wire to the front. So, I would like some fish tape. Well, I don't have any fish tape here on the road. But I was talking to the groundskeeper, and he gave me some of this, which is just like a really sturdy, I guess it's like weed whacker line? What do you call it? Anyway, weed whacker stuff. And so what I'm going to do is, when I remove this fan, I'm going to take these and attach the weed whacker and pull it through to the back so that I have a way to pull the other wires back to the front. That's the plan. And I don't know if the wires on the new fans are even long enough. And the connector is different. This is just a 2-pin connector, and on the old fan it's two spade connectors. So I've got some electrical, I've got some fishing wire, and I've got some mechanical of actually getting this fan physically into place. Unfortunately, this video isn't going to be much for you to look at, because I can't even see what I have to unscrew and remove. So if I can't see it, you certainly can't see it. So I'm going to be doing that blind. So there'll be swearing, there will be drama, there'll probably be blood, and yeah, it's going to be just freaking fantastic. So this is what I could come up with what I had with me on the road. I've got a few of my toolboxes in, and I guess what I'm going to do to start with is remove the old fan, and then see if the wires are going to be long enough, what I need to do about replacing the connectors. So we're going to start with that. Wish me luck. Okay, step one, I'm going to remove these 2 wires right here. This is the fridge side, this is the freezer side. The freezer's still going. Fridge is off. And I'm going to remove these 2 wires. First, let me get these rubber thingies off of there. I got it. There we go. And let's remove. Right now, I'm going to try to attach this weed whacker twine to these wires that I'm about to pull out. I can't see what I'm doing. I just have to do it by feel. This is the stubbiest screwdriver I've got at my disposal right now, so here we go. It's working. It's just going to take a while. Fast forward through 20 minutes of this. 2 screws. Bingo. All right. Save those. There we go. Panel. So that should be enough space to remove it from. Go take a look. All right, now pulling. It worked. Holy cow, it worked. Fantastic. Okay. So, all right, first good news, the screw holes line up, so it will fit in the same spot as the old one. The bad news is that it seems the cord on the old fan is a bit longer than on the new fan, so this will be much easier to do out here, but what I need to do is attach this, you know, red to red, black to black, so that I can power up the new fan. Now the way this old fan was mounted is the screw holes are just tapped directly into this plastic housing. Now I can either do that out here, which would be a lot easier, or I can try to do it when it's jammed up inside there and I can't see anything. So right now I'm going to just screw these screws into there to try to tap the hole so that they'll go in easier when I get the fan installed. So that's what we're doing first. Okay. Normally I would use Wago connectors, but I'm gonna have to pull this wire, and pulling a Wago connector, you know, they're kind of bulky and they don't pull really well. So we're gonna try just crimp connectors. Maybe I'll seal them up. Holding? Yes. All right. And then red over here. Now, for grins, before I go through all the trouble of wrenching this thing back there, I'm going to test it and make sure it actually powers up here on the front of the fridge. So, here we go. We have fan action. A decent amount of air too. All right, cool. You know, since these butt connectors have heat shrink tubing on them, I thought I might try to just seal them up. So I've got a hairdryer. We'll see if this works. Try it with a lighter. Work. I got to be really careful though. I don't want to. I got one shot at this. There's a bunch of wires all like spaghettied back here, and so I gotta find a place to bring this up gently. Okay, so that's gonna go. Okay, I think that's that. Now all I've got to do is kind of get those 2 screws in there. It's been about, what do you think, 30, 40 minutes? And I got one of the 2 screws started. And so now I'm trying to pivot the fan on that one screw to line up the other screw hole. The trouble is that the fan sits like that high up off the bottom of the cabinet. And so I need one hand to hold it and then one hand to put in the screw. But, you know, I can only get one hand back here, and it's my offhand is my left hand, so this has been a bit challenging. I didn't like the ratcheting screwdriver at first, but now I'm kind of glad I've got it, because it would be very difficult to apply enough pressure to those screws. I think I'm done. Apply enough pressure to those. Let's see if it rattles. No, it doesn't rattle. Fan is there. Fan turns freely. Wires coming out the front. Oh my gosh. Okay. Moment of truth. We have a fan. And I did it without having to remove the fridge. So if you're wondering about the tools I was using here, I have done a number of videos about my RV toolkit, and everything I use today, with the exception of the the weed whacker cable, came out of my RV toolkit. Well, that and a pair of scissors and some tape, which we had in the RV anyway. So, all right. So, moral of the story. Stuff's gonna happen, I guess, when you have an RV, and you need to be prepared to deal with that. Now, when I put this fridge in, I knew I never wanted to take it out ever, and so I wasn't totally prepared for a fan replacement, because that requires access to the back of the fridge. But think through it, work the problem. So, like, first, there was a Novacool video on how to replace the fan. I watched that, so okay, it's just really 2 screws and 2 wires. I can handle that. Can I handle it? That's another tip. Leave yourself access. If you're doing a mod, leave yourself a way to access it later. Had it not been for the Winnebago panel under there that removes, and the hole I left myself back there in the back of the fridge, I couldn't have done it. I'd have been pulling the fridge here at the RV park. Now, initially, those Novacool fans weren't available right away, but kept digging, found the spec sheet for the fans, was able to find a generic fan that I was able to get off Amazon, had it shipped right here to the RV park. It showed up this morning at 11 o'clock. So just, you got to be your own advocate in a lot of this stuff. And so just think about that and just work through it. You can do a lot more than you probably think you can. A lot of people would have just called an RV repair tech, and wasn't necessary, and it kept anybody, even an RV repair tech, wouldn't have enjoyed pulling this fridge out, trust me. Anyway, that's going to do it. I'll put links. There'll be a little post over on the Fit RV. I'll put links to my toolkit videos, and I don't think anyone's going to ever try to do exactly the same thing, but some tools and whatever over there. If you have any comments, questions, whatever, I'm there. Look me up. See you later.